this at maximum power.
On a beautiful day, hashtag Team OneBlade and hashtag No Blade Left Behind. Come on in, throw me a Subi smile, and all I gotta say is squad goals. Thank you for being here, for clicking in today's video, and for joining me. Hopefully wherever you're watching from, you're drinking something cold, sitting in a comfy chair, ready for a shave. I know I could use one. I'm really excited to be here today. We're gonna be talking about the Dawn razor from OneBlade Shave. This is a pivoting head, anodized aluminum, extra ergonomic handle with silicone inserts that they're offering on their website that does utilize, and we're going to talk about it on the channel, which I'm really excited about, the Genesis head that we all love. This is specifically marketed to lady shavers out there that are doing legs and tight spots where they need an extra bend to the handle to get into harder to reach spaces. But for me and us head shavers, right, that seemed really interesting to me, and I know I'm not the only one. I had a lot of people reach out and said, how would that work for a head shave? I am thrilled to have the chance to do that with you here today. Take a look at this bevel and the finger swell. This makes it super duper comfortable in the hand. I'm thrilled to talk about it. It's going to be awesome. Comes with a full setup for $100. It's definitely worth looking at if you're into the system. You enjoy the razor, right? And their other offerings are too short, too heavy, too ergonomic. We're going to talk about it, but it's going to be phenomenal. I'm really excited to be doing it today. We're also going to be highlighting and showcasing, just discussing the recent release and re-release of Sci-fi Lime. I say release, but it's really a re-release, right? This has been out for a long time. It consistently comes out. It's one of the staple scents from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements that we see consistently. I really like this. It's a very, very citrus, tangy, tart scent up front and at the back as well. It's one of those ones, it punches you in the face. It's almost borderline gourmand, right? Like key lime pie gourmand kind of thing for me. It's sweet, but then it has the citrus note that makes it smell like something you'd want to wear rather than just only eat. Parisian lime. Doug talks a little bit about on his website about how it kind of can be used to elevate your brain and, you know, it increases your mental space. It's a really nice scent overall. For me, what it reminds me of is just something that's very simple but elegant. You know what I mean? It works together. It's very harmonious, and it just comes across as a little bit creamy, a little bit sweet, little tangy, little tart, little juicy. I like this one, Sci-fi Lime. If you're a person that likes citrus scents, this is definitely, in my opinion, worth taking a look at. Oh, such a good scent. And the lather today, always on point with CK6. I never have a problem with this whatsoever. I did that with our mountain hair shaving. This is a glow-in-the-dark brush that Jeremy turned for me that I absolutely, look at this stuff. It goes for days. That is just absolutely only shave product in there. Take a look here. Paint's on. It goes on thick, goes on slick, and it goes on for days, man. Look at this paint. It's really like hydrated and really dense. I like how it has both profiles to it, right? It's dense, but it's also really slick. It takes water really well. CK6, absolutely love it. Thank you again for being here. Let's dive into this. Oh, I'm really excited to talk about the Dawn razor. This is a razor that the moment it released on the website, I kind of said, the ergonomics of that seem really interesting. It comes in 3 colors. It comes in sage gray, comes in pink flamingo, and lavender for everybody out there that is kind of looking for a little bit more flair. But for me, I think this gray tone really works well. I love the photos I was able to do. It comes with its own stand, right? Usually OneBlade ships their razors with stands, but they're like an aluminum kind of thinner thing. This, like the platform, but this right here is nice. It's hefty, it has weight to it, and it comes with the razor as is out of the box, which I really like. I think it kind of gives the full setup to somebody that's maybe not accustomed to wet shaving, which is probably somebody that's like looking for a pivoting head, right? Somebody that wants that standard, like, you know, the like cartridge style elegance, but with a safety razor profile and performance, which this really does. I like that. I like the stand a lot. I thought that was a really nice touch. The only thing is I wish that the stand worked both ways, right? It only works this way. So the razor is facing you so you can grab it on this thing, But I think for like my purposes, I would have preferred if it could stand like this, even if that means I had to reach around, because I usually keep my blade loaded, right? I don't always unassemble my razor, right? I don't keep a blade in there. So for me, having this stand work both ways would have been cool. But as is, I like that a lot. It comes in a really, really nice package. It looks very premium. If you're buying this as a gift, I could definitely see this look, being something that somebody would be like, wow, that's really, really nice. It's a very well put together item from OneBlade Shave. And then it comes with their inserts, which can be changed, right? You can do different colors. And I will mention the silicone for me, as I was taking some photography with it, I could see fingerprints and stuff. So I think this will attract dust, things like that, just to be, keep that in mind with white. Now, I love the color. Again, that sage gray looks so nice. And when you look at it next to their other razors that they're offering, right? This is the Element razor, which I really, really enjoy. Again, an anodized head, but this has a different shave profile to it because of, not only because of the angle here, look at that angle, but also because of the head that it's attached here. So this is using a little bit less aggressive head on their Element razor, whereas their Dawn razor, from a discussion I had with OneBlade, it is their actual, and I'm going to say it right now, it is their Genesis head. It's actually the Genesis head with an anodized handle, very similar, like right to the Ridge offering, but slightly different because it's longer, and it's definitely got this really nice ergonomic swell inside of it, which makes it really, really nice. Again, this stand, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous piece of art, in my opinion, $40. Beautiful razor here. This comes in at 88 grams, whereas this one right here comes in just at 64 grams, which I really, really like. It's like a nice happy in-between medium, right? You got the Ridge razor, which comes in at 56 grams versus 64. So 56, 64. I really, really like this 64. And then you have the Core razor, which they also offer. And the Core razor is a very, very, very mild razor. I'm having a hard time finding it on their website. I don't know if it's actually being kind of discontinued, but it came in at 71 grams. So the 64 grams is lighter than the Genesis, right? It is slightly heavier than the Ridge, and it is slightly heavier than the Element. So you're getting kind of this sweet spot, for me at least, and I really like that. It's very, very mild due to this preset angle. So usually with their razors, right, and we're going to grab the Ridge razor here, you have to kind of tilt the razor like this to already start at that angle, where this actually does it for you. So for me, that felt a little bit more like organic on my neck. When you compare it to something like the Leaf, right? The Leaf has that same very similar bend, but look how much more dramatic and more like extreme the OneBlade is. And I think it really fits that profile of the face extremely well. That's the one thing with the Proof for me that kind of seems to get in the way, is this handle doesn't have that same bend. So when I'm in my neck space, right? You see how I can get it right here into tight spaces because it already has that preset bend. Whereas this one, because it's straight, right? It kind of goes here and it kind of hits me. It doesn't have that same bend. So I have a harder time getting into this space right here on that stroke. So I like this. I think it has its definite place on their lineup. And I like that it offers their more premium head at $100. When you compare prices, right? It's not that $275 of the Genesis. It's more similar to the Ridge offering at $100, right? But with, in my opinion, just a slightly different handle and angle. Let's start some shaving and see how it does. Today, when I was doing the load and assembly, I was going and kind of just debating using the stacked feather treatment I've been going with, and I kind of I actually went against it. I said to myself, I want to use some gem blades. So I grabbed a gem blade, and I did show how I assembled that because I wanted to test it and see if it worked inside, right? Because it is a Genesis, I wanted to see if it worked in the Dawn. Turns out it works great. Like I said, this is the first time I've used it on a head shave. So I'm testing it out here with you guys for the first time ever. And I can tell you this, it's extremely smooth. I really like being able to use my hand like this. I put my finger up on that silicone and I just let that do all the pressure I need. Take a look at it feeding through there. Oh, it's good. It's really nice. It's a razor that I had people when I was showcasing the Ridge offering. They said, well, how does it compare to the Ridge? And for me, I think as a person that doesn't mind a longer handle, wow, it is very, very efficient though. Very smooth and efficient. I heard one time a person say that it's smoother than it has any right to be. This right here, for as mild as it is, very, very smooth. I'm grabbing myself a little bit of alum here to get myself a little bit more grip on my hand to see how it feels against the silicone, because the silicone with a little bit of soap on there almost gets a little bit slippery. It almost gets a tiny bit slippery for me at least, but with the alum on there, it just goes right back to being super grippy. Wow. I mean, you can see this. And I had just under 50 hours, 49 and a quarter hours, right? Just under 50 hours of stubble here. So it's definitely taken it down, having no problems with 2 days of stubble on my head. And I like that angle a lot. The angle almost feels like up here, like almost too mild. I cannot tell when like the blade is actually engaging. I can just see it shaving. It takes away all of the blade fill whatsoever. It is so darn smooth. Look at this. Oh, yeah. I really like this. I've been a big fan of the OneBlade Shave system for a lot of years. And you've heard me say, I'm not a fan of the blades, but I love the razors. Absolutely love this. That is phenomenal. I don't think that it should be quote unquote gendered, right? Because they had taken a kind of a gendered approach with it. It's definitely marketed. I'll put it that way. Marketed towards lady shavers, right? And look at what this does. You guys can see it here. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, yeah. I like that one a lot. I am actually really impressed because I'm able to get in like this and then just let that head pivot. Wow, this 64 grams looking and feeling absolutely excellent. I just think this is great. I'm not going to lie to you. Even if you want to buy it for a significant other so that you can, not use it but try it out, I think that is phenomenal. As a person that already uses and loves the OneBlade Shave system, this is really good. This is worth, in my opinion, snagging as, it could be a great companion tool for the couple, right? I think this could definitely be something, you take with you guys on a trip, you and the significant other, and you can both use. Wow, yeah. Look, the head is so smooth. I'm going in and I'm buffing, just trying to see if I can get a little bit more off, and it is just, there's nothing up there. It's wild. I cannot feel it shaving, but you can see it is so darn close. Wow, really nice, very comfortable, very easygoing. It's a razor for me that I wouldn't have any problem like handing a person that's never wet shaved before because of how mild it is. But I know that if somebody's picking this up for the first time, right, they're going to get a shave that they're going to enjoy. And that's not always the case with safety razors, right? Sometimes when you give somebody that's never done it before a safety razor, their first couple shaves may be a learning experience. Whereas this, I think, is a really nice, almost like segue, right? It's a bridge between the two worlds of cartridge shaving and just, safety razor shaving. Look at this. What? Very good. Very fun to use. Longer handle, I will say that. Longer handle is going to make it so that some people that love or gravitate towards having more grip, chunkier grips, may really like it. And people that don't want, that enjoy the shorter grip of the Genesis are definitely not going to enjoy. This is crazy. It's such an interesting, to be able to just do this and have that head pivot like this is really good. It's surprisingly good. It's very comfortable. It's very efficient. It's really, I'm checking everything I can to make sure it's all in there because it's so smooth. I can't feel the blade at all. I don't know what they've done to make this razor this tame, but it is tame. I would say if you're a person that thinks the OneBlade Shave system is already mild or too mild, this is not for you. This is an extremely, very mild, and you have to get that pivot in there or it's not going to do very much at all. I'm having to go in and then pivot and pivot. You see that? You can put some pressure down to get that pivot to engage, but you can see probably it's taking off just a little bit on those final strokes. Really, really nice. Very close, very comfortable, super duper easy. As a head shaver, definitely one I wouldn't mind picking up once in a while. Even aside, the Genesis and the Element razor, which is also that the entry level. And I think that this is a nice segue into not only safety razor shaving, but pivoting heads. I think that kind of gives you an idea of how it's supposed to work as a system. And if you're a person that's okay, well now I wouldn't mind a little bit more bump. I do think that the Genesis angle starts off more aggressive. I will put it that way. I think the Genesis angle starts off more aggressive than the Dawn. it's just my opinion here. I think that this razor starts off very mild due to this angle here. So you have to kind of angle in with the handle to match, right? So you have to start there with this razor to get this razor how it starts. Very, very interesting. I liked that shave a lot. Very close. No, absolutely zero irritation. No redness, no blotchiness. Again, you saw it take that stubble right off. Clean, no problems. Excellent shave. Really, really like that OneBlade Shave, the Dawn. And we're going to test it out here. We're going to throw a little splash on and see how we did. Oh, it's lime, man. It is just got this punch of goodness, right? And it reminds me of candy almost. It's so like sweet and tart. It almost makes your mouth water. Really, really nice Sci-fi lime. One of the ones that I would say is just an easy, like daily drivable. Doesn't matter what time of the day, what time of the year it is. This is going to work, and it's going to produce a performance that it lasts all day, which is not always the case with citrus. Citrus for me is a scent that usually dissipates like halfway through the day. This one sticks around. It's juicy, it's rich, it's got this creamy tone to it, but again, that tangy, like underlying, like citrus pop is just all there. Love this from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement, and it was a phenomenal shave. Again, no irritation, no nicks, no dings, no problems, and again, super close for as little blade fill as this had. I love today's shave, and I loved having you here for it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't, please go below, smash that sub button. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and until I see you guys down there, soon.